is looking awfully nosy, trying to get some details and trying to ask questions with a particular answer in mind. Because there's been some rumors spread about somebody's financial situation, asking, what happened to the car, or why are they moving, or what happens after the divorce. And I feel like we have someone that has a reason, like some motivation here to make someone sound like they are under more financial stress than they really are. Either because they're trying to make themselves feel better about what they're going through, or because they feel like it would help them, get the job offer or win in court, whatever it is. I think we have someone who is digging into information or like somebody else's business. It's not their business, right? Hello, Lemonade. How you doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to find my homemade soy candles on Etsy. They are better for you and the environment. But let us begin. We're going to go with the Tarot of the Cat People. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. What else do we have? We have the Eight of Swords, the Hanged Man in the reverse, and the Two of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so it does look like there is a breakup with this Two of Cups. It could also be the end of a friendship, right? But because there is, some hard feelings or someone who feels some type of way, they might be purposefully trying to make this person sound like they have trouble that they don't really have. So there's an attempt to make somebody look bad. And maybe there's also some attempt here to try to influence like alimony or child custody, maybe even child support, right? But there is someone who, with this Nine of Pentacles, who's actually independent and can take care of themselves. There's someone who's trying to undercut their financial security or make it seem like it's questionable. Likewise, Pharaoh. I hope you're having a good one. What else do we have? Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups. So we could have someone who's trying to ruin your chances at, applying for a new apartment or buying a new house. Maybe someone who doesn't want you to get that car that you want. It feels to me like they're trying to make trouble for someone who is doing better financially, or trying to make sure that they're seen as the one who has the glow up after the relationship ends, or trying to make sure that people see them as, the winner of the breakup, which is kind of a weird way to look at things, right? But we have the Fool, the Queen of Cups in the reverse, and Strength in the reverse. So this is just like super competitive. If this is two people who are, going through a divorce, there could be an attempt to make it seem like I have less so that I don't have to give away half of it, or I don't have to like pay you an alimony or support. But we could also have someone who's trying to discredit their partner because they want it to seem like they're the one who's walking away with, more. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Lovers in the reverse. I feel like I've been, disappointed or betrayed. I feel like this person's broken my heart. So I want to impact how others see them and make sure that they get like the short straw? Is that what it is? That they get the less awesome part of the deal. Eight of Wands in the reverse and the High Priest or the Hierophant in the reverse. Yeah, so this is someone who's trying to frame certain pieces of information in a way to make it seem like it's more um, concerning than it actually is. This is the Santa Muerte. What else do we have? Seven of Cups. Ooh, sorry, that's the Nine of Cups. And the Ace of Wands. So in order to get what I want, I have to kind of hold back some details. Maybe somebody's hiding money, like a little bit of a shell game, so that they don't have to share their assets. Queen of Swords in the reverse and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, it's weird because I feel like this is someone who's trying to look like they have their life together, but they also feel like they have to kind of lie about where they're at financially in order to get more. So simultaneously trying to make you look bad and also minimizing what they have so that you have to give them more. This definitely feels like a divorce reading. Or you're living together and, like they don't want to give back certain things that were yours. Queen of Swords and the King of Swords are both in the reverse. This is a breakup and it's not going very well. There's probably finances that have been commingled. And there's also a desire to make it look like I'm, doing better than you, or you can't handle, the expenses. Ooh, this is already exhausting. Hello, Angel. How are you doing? Hello, Delinia. I hope you're having a good day. Five of Cups and the World in the reverse. So I want you to regret how you handle things. I want you to feel like you don't have control. And I want you to feel like, the day that our relationship ended was like the worst day ever. I don't want you to feel like you can just easily move on and be happy with someone else. In particular, there seems to be a subset here where we have a breakup and someone wants to ruin the credit of someone else, their ex, because they know that that could mean their new little fling is going to leave them. If people question whether or not you have this financial security or, are you going to be able to take care of yourself, then maybe that affair partner or that, much younger person who's dating their ex won't be interested in them. It's exhausting. Hello, Terry. Jesus loves you too. Let's just make sure we're not trying to recruit or judge anyone on their beliefs in the live chat. What else do we have? The High Priestess. Four of Pentacles in the reverse and the Page of Cups. There could be children involved in this situation, and therefore it could be I'm trying to make it seem like I have less money than I actually do because I want that person to have to like pay me more money, right? So the secrecy and digging into people's information and trying to make somebody look bad, all of it is geared towards I want to come out as the winner, the person who is clearly like the one that got away in this breakup. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So if you're involved in this, you might want to change passwords. You want to probably make sure this person's not on like your life insurance policy or, close some accounts for electric or I don't know, trash pickup, whatever it is. There seems to be some real negative energy here between the two individuals. So trusting them to do right by anything that has to do with money is a little bit concerning right now. I think they're still pretty upset over what has happened. This is the Shadowscapes Tarot. Tarot. What else do we have? the Sun, and the King of Cups. The thing is, whoever's trying to lie, I don't think it's going to be very successful. If they're trying to make it seem like, you know, they have less money, therefore you have to pay them alimony, whatever they've been hiding financially comes to light. If they're trying to make it seem like you don't have your life together because they want to be seen as like the one who wins, whatever they're fabricating or whatever they're lying about is going to be exposed relatively quickly. So their little charade is not going to be around for long. Hello, Midnight. How are you doing? We've got Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, this person is reaching out to your employer and lying about you, or lying about the fact that they are employed. Knight of Cups in the reverse, Two of Swords in the reverse, and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone here is not doing well in terms of their long-term job security. They're trying to make it seem like they have everything figured out, but they don't. There could be a lot of complaints as far as someone not really being focused on their work or showing up late, maybe even causing a lot of drama at their workplace. You have the Eight of Cups and Temperance. Whoever you are, you've walked away from this relationship and you can already tell that things are going to be easier for you. You can already tell that a lot of the drama was just associated with this person being in your life. It doesn't have to be a full-on divorce. This could be someone who you used to live with. Maybe they're getting kicked out because they can't afford that place anymore. Maybe they were only able to afford that car because you paid for everything else. Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. And they want some sort of satisfaction from the breakup. They want to feel superior, or they want to, like, you know, one-up you. Hello, Firestar. How are you doing? Ten of Cups, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Moon in the reverse. The thing is, I think things would have gone a little bit more smoothly if there was an attempt to be amicable. If we could get through this breakup and not try to be, you know, causing issues or spreading rumors, then I feel like both would be, you know, able to navigate this transformational or transitional period with what they need. But because we have somebody who's really set on having the upper hand or lying about their partner, things get more complicated for them. This is the Green Witch Oracle. What else do we have, please? Hedge, potential, boundaries, and indecision. I think that's the decision with regards to finances and like shared assets. Earthworm, clarity and rumination. We could have somebody who is claiming that they paid for, you know, the mortgage for a while. So shouldn't they have some sort of part ownership? Or maybe they're saying, you know, that was not my responsibility. I don't have to actually care about that vehicle. Or I didn't give you access to the account, so now things are going into collections. But there is support from others, friends or family members, who want this to be a more respectful breakup. Maybe there are friends in common, maybe it's family, But we have someone who's like the voice of reason here saying, hey, like I know it might feel good right now to be a little bit petty or to try to make things more difficult for your ex. But don't you think that takes away from the energy that you could dedicate to your own growth? Interesting that both of these are about the bees, right? Birds and the bees. We got somebody who's saying, invest in what's important. Don't be wasting your time on the past. All right, let's see. This is the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. What else do we have regarding this breakup, please? Hello, Javier. Can we not do all caps, please? Thank you. What else do we have? I think it's Haziel. Divine forgiveness. So someone is being encouraged to just chill out, forgive the former partner, and focus on their own. Focus on their own transformation. What is it that you need to do to set up this new existence after this relationship has ended? And don't waste your time looking backward, trying to make somebody look bad. They're obsessed with the perception of the breakup. Who's going to get blamed and, who looks like they are, going to get into a relationship faster. A lot of that doesn't really matter, right? This is the untold messages of the heart. Hello, Shayla. How you doing? What else do we have, please? I feel like you've moved on without me, and that's difficult for me to see. So someone didn't want this relationship to actually end. They still feel like there is unfinished business, and it's that frustration over the rejection that they feel that has them acting up, being petty. I'm uneasy about myself. I don't know if I can truly make you happy. You've been thinking about me because I've been thinking about you. We're connecting. Oh, Lord. So we have someone who's a little delusional. They're causing a lot of drama and pushing this person away while at the same time trying to find an opportunity to start the relationship over again. I don't really want to admit that it might be over. I don't want to actually lose you. So they're playing some games. I don't think that it's going the way that they wanted it to. That's fair, Sai. I hope you're having a good day. Angel of Strength. And the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Interesting to have two angels. All right, we got three. Fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So if you're dealing with someone that you have gone through a breakup with, or maybe you're literally getting divorced from this person, just know that they are not over you. They are not able to just set this relationship aside. They're feeling hurt because you seem to be less bothered than they are. And you also have a lot of protection around you. This is someone who's trying to lash out because they feel hurt, because they feel the sting of that rejection, and they feel like there should have been some way to salvage this relationship. So if I get you, freaked out over financial issues, or if you're caught up in the court decision, then you won't have time to meet someone new or get serious about moving away. They're hoping to make this more difficult. And oddly, they feel like that's going to give them a chance to reconcile with you. I don't think it will. I like that, Shayla. Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? Thank you for the floating heart, Midnight. What else do we have, please? This is the Cats Rule the Earth Tarot. Ace of Wands in the reverse. I've only pulled 2 cards and they're both aces. There's 4 aces in the 78 card tarot deck. So statistically relevant or significant. Sometimes people act real strange when they still love you but feel rejected. You may not even recognize how this person's handling things, but they still love the person who's leaving them. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. I still feel like there's something we could do to fix this. I don't want things to end, but if you're going to insist on ending the relationship, I'm going to delay signing the paperwork, or I'm going to make it difficult for you to get alimony or child support. I'm going to, change all the names on the accounts so that you can't have access and figure out what, is owed. They're starting a little bit of a battle here. 9 of Pentacles. They're nervous about actually being on their own and frustrated because they feel like you are less bothered or you're not really concerned about this relationship ending. 5 of Swords. 7 of Swords in the reverse. They're going to eventually have to admit that they did something here to, complicate things. They're going to be, called out on their actions by someone who is, a family member or maybe even the judge. Are you trying to say that they are not a responsible person because they missed this payment, but you, denied them access to the account? Are you purposely making this more difficult than it needs to be? Because we don't need that. It's not necessary. Ooh, yeah, that is gross. 363, that's not gonna work, okay? Probably not on anybody, just being honest. Hello, Priyanka, how we doing? Rahul, current feelings and how he sees you. I've added that for you. Thank you. Hello, Grant. How's it going? On Sesame Street. We have the 2 of Wands. Judgment. And the 8 of Swords. See, this is the person who's like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you making things more complicated? You can't be mad at someone for not paying the bill when you deny them the access to, actually be able to make that payment. You can't have it both ways, basically. Let's get a few from the Situations deck. What else do we have? Hello, Mind the Gap. How are you doing today? Oh, I like that, Pharaoh. And let me add that for you, Priyanka. For job growth, finances. I'm not sure what we're asking here. Oh, you're asking if Dubai or Chiang Mai is better? Excuse me for yawning. Okay, growth and finance. better in Dubai or Chiang Mai? I hope I interpreted that correctly for you, Priyanka. Sancy's asking, when can I get a Miss Carmen in my life? Well, there's only one of me. But if you would like me to read your fortune, please attach your question to a super chat, as you've seen the lovely Lee do just now. That will add you to the list. Okay, so let's just take a second to understand that what you consider to be flirting in many cases is going to be seen as creepy unless it is welcomed by the person that you are flirting with. So, yes, flirting is flirting, and sometimes that flirting is creepy. So, you don't get to decide. It's the person you're flirting with. Thank you, Lee. Let me add that for you. Which reminds me of that How I Met Your Mother episode where Ted gets like stalked by some lady who's like, I just couldn't imagine the idea, or I just couldn't live with never seeing you again. And they keep trying to convince Ted that she's creepy. She thought she was flirting. Yeah. So, Lee, we've got, can you pull some cards on the last reading about attorney or the judge or ex? Attorney, judge, X. Yes. I've added that for you, Lee. Thank you. You're right, Shayla. It happens. And let me add that for you, Priyanka. How will a trip with Rahul be? I've added that for you. Thank you. Like, I don't know what flirting is. That's funny. I've probably been flirting longer than you. Just saying. Just saying. Because, you know, you come off a little bit young, right? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Good luck, though. All right. So, from the situations deck, what do we have? Searching online, looking for info and records. Single, current status available. See, this is someone who's trying to find a way to mess with you. They want to mess with your money. And entrapment does have like a pregnant belly on it, so it could be a reference to children, right? But it could also be about maybe you're about to have more financial stability and they're trying to mess with that. They're looking for opportunities to cause you some grief. And it's all because they still want this relationship and they're hurt that you are walking away. They feel like it's not fair that they have to move or they don't get to have the same lifestyle as before. Whereas you look at this as, I'm removing the negativity from my life. Like, this was just not working out. There was something that happened in the past and it just made things more difficult. And they're trying to hold on to this past relationship. They don't want to let it go. Hello, Mbog. How's it going? Oh, do you? The moon? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? No cookie for you. All right. No, we're gonna go with the Kipper. Because this one has the courtroom ones, adjudication and the courthouse card. And I do feel like that might be coming out, 'cause it seems to me like we have some court ordered, like just chill kind of energy, and somebody who's, I think, getting kicked out or having more financial difficulty because this relationship has ended, but they want to make you look like you don't have it. I do too. So we have mature woman, thief, and change. It keeps coming up with the change in address. Somebody doesn't like that their lifestyle is changing. They might try to find a way to steal something that isn't theirs. They might try to access an account that they don't have rights to anymore. They might try to use a credit card that they no longer have access to. And I do feel like there could be some legal consequences for this. Someone who's trying to make it seem like they can make a decision to close your account, or they can cash your check or sell your stocks. No, no, no. No, you can't. See, there might even be some legal consequences. Like literally someone could be going to jail. They're trying to make it seem like they're innocent, but nowadays people get tracked. You know, like, oh, we can tell it was you logging in because here's the IP address, you know? Or, you know, you used the password that was assigned to your sub account. Whatever it is, I don't think they're going to get away with whatever they're trying to do. Hello, Napping. How you doing? It's unfortunate, Shayla. They could just quit while they're ahead or slightly behind. All right. We're at 32 minutes, so I'm just going to do a few more. This is the Univercat. What's the outcome of this gossip? Someone might get fined. Someone might lose what they had saved. Someone might get fired from their job. So I do feel like there's some sort of fraud here, trying to log in where they shouldn't be trying to log in, or, you know, catfishing someone, literally stealing money from a bank. That's not cool. But we had the thief card come out, and they think they can get away with it and make it, like, I don't know, less painful that the relationship is ending. But they're not able to cause the sadness or frustration that they set out to achieve. And instead, with this Hierophant, I feel like the rules or the law is backed up. They set out to make you have a difficult day or complicate your financial matters, but what they end up with is difficulties on their own financial security. So not good. Not good for them. All right, let's see what we have for personal questions. We've got Priyanka and then Lee. This is the Gold Foil Tarot. Yes, exactly, Napping. So for Priyanka, what are Rahul's current feelings for Priyanka? We have the World, Nine of Swords, worried about meeting, worried about seeing you. Seven of Swords in the reverse, wanting to express emotions or confess emotions to you. But with the Emperor in the reverse, there is some nervousness, hence the Nine of Swords, right? This is somebody who's like, I know this is going to be a big deal, and I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to have any issues. So this is someone who feels like they can find a way to make things work. Someone who feels like you're a dream come true. Thinking about what could be like a great gift to bring. How does Rahul see Priyanka? Empress, Three of Swords, Five of Swords. King of Swords. He sees you as a very alluring and magnetic, beautiful person, but capable of breaking his heart. Capable of causing some stress. So it's like I have to be cautious. I have to look for signs. I need to be intuitive, but I'm hoping that this goes the way I want it to. This is why we need some reassurance. This is someone who feels romantic towards you, but needs to know if it's going to be a long-term connection or if like you're playing games. And how will the trip with Rahul be? I see a lot of relaxing energy and having a good time. But there's also, with the Judgment in the reverse, some decision that seems to be regrettable. Is this like having to do with the activity? There could be some weather issues, like, oh, we wanted to go horseback riding, but then it started to rain. Or we wanted to go to the zoo, but it ended up being really cold. There is a recommendation here that you have a backup plan because there could be like weather or something situational, maybe even like a delayed transportation. Maybe you missed the movie time, you know what I mean? This is like have a backup plan for the activity because there's some unexpected like issue. 7 of Cups in the reverse, but I feel like if you anticipate this, then you can avoid that, and it's just then like about having a good time instead of stressing about what's going on. And would the possibility for success or growth in finance be better in Dubai versus Chiang Mai? None of them, or neither of them, is looking fabulous. There is some slowness in the market or stagnation. Okay, but 1 or 2. Chiang Mai. It's not a big difference. I think they're both experiencing or going to experience a little bit of a slowdown, but Chiang Mai seems to be just a little bit better. There is something specifically impacting Dubai. It puts a halt on things, or there's a longer interruption. Is there a third option that Priyanka is going to consider that's better? No, this looks like it's just a matter of a difficult time. There's a lot of markets impacted. So with the Tower in the reverse, this is like, it's about making the best of where you are. But if you're choosing between those two, then Chiang Mai is better. I hope I'm saying that right. All right, let's see what we have for Lee. What else does Lee need to know regarding the attorney, judge, and ex reading from earlier? Hello, Catherine. Hello, Carrie. How you doing? 4 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Swords in the reverse. I feel like there is a lie or like a truth that comes out and exposes a lie regarding health or even possibly incarceration. So it feels like the ex lied about the details surrounding that situation, and someone is like, nah, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But it should be a big deal because this is something that was lied about in order to like sidestep a responsibility, and it's immature. But we have someone who's just kind of like, it's not that big of a deal. No, it should be a big deal or a bigger deal than they're making it. So I feel like we have someone kind of looking the other way or not caring about something, and it's a failure of their responsibility to the situation or the circumstance. Like, you should be calling that person out for lying, or there should be some sort of a consequence, because otherwise they're just going to keep lying, right? So definitely some frustration over that. Actually, let me just see. Is this going to be like reversed or reconsidered? Not initially. Some other information comes up, and then this person's like, oh, okay, I guess this is actually like a pattern of behavior. So they're trying to be accommodating, or they're looking the other way, and then something happens again. And because of the repetitive nature of that behavior, then it's like, okay, now you can't just like pretend it's not a big deal. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping.